Before I show you anything, let me just play you what Malema said this afternoon.
I don't think you're going to write your own exam paper. You're not going to do that.
Absolutely, I have not been involved in any crime syndicates of any nature whatsoever. And that, unfortunately, is that, yeah, I have reached a point now, Chairman, where I have to go.
No, Chair, he's not going to leave. He's not going to leave. She's going to ask you questions. He's not going to leave. If he leaves here, he's walking out. He's not going to leave until you release him. He's walking out of Parliament.
Yes.
Oh. Chair, he cannot be allowed. He's doing the same thing with Patoy. You can't leave here. Yes. We are appearing before us.
Unfortunately, I made it clear.
We don't care about your flight.
Thank you.
You're not being released here. You must be arrested. We'll open a case now.
Pardon?
We'll open a case
No.
now. This man must not be allowed to go out of this country.
I did not come here on a summons. I came here of my own free will, and I'm leaving of
I think he can go.
Mr. O'Sullivan.
The question that I had for him is,
Mr. O'Sullivan.
he wanted, no, Chair,
Mr. O'Sullivan.
I told him. It's fine. Chair, it's fine. Chair, it's, I think we've dealt with the question.
He can't leave. Righteousness. Yes.
See, we have been through a very difficult morning, and the way you're approaching it is like we're being disrespected here. It's like there was some form of a caucus to disrespect us. We're not going to accept that. Not after what happened. The evidence leader is going to probe what we are probing. And we're going to ask questions that we think are relevant to our own terms of reference. And that's it. If he wants any special platform where he will address you on any issue he feels it was not properly canvassed by us, we'll do that. He will ask you, the chair, to do that. But to be told that you can't ask this, you can't ask that, and you're politely trying to say, you can't say the things you're saying. He goes back there and say, this is what I want to address, this is what I want to, and then putting the evidence leader on a back foot. This is what he said before. And we wasted 5 hours when I was here. What is that? What kind of attitude is that? Let's start on a proper footing, Chair. We are going to ask questions. What it is relevant to him might not be relevant to me. And he can't tell me which question to ask. He can't tell the evidence leader which question to ask. So he's not going to write his own examination. We are here to probe what we think is relevant and the witness before us. If there is any matter they're dissatisfied about, they always ask your indulgence as a chairperson and say, Chair, can I please have an indulgence? I want to speak to 1, 2, 3, 4. But that we are going to be addressed like this before we even start. No, Chair, we must be protected, especially by you. We're not going to be subjected to exactly what we've been subjected to before.
Honorable Ngola.
Thank you very much. Chair, I think, unfortunately, we'll have to disagree with General Phahlane on the approach that which he wants us to take in respect of probing. And Honorable Malema is correct that anything that is relevant to the terms of reference is what will be probing. He further speaks about issues relevant to forensics. You'll recall, Chair, that we would have, as part of the public participation, received testimonies from various people and various members of the society. and a lot of damaging allegations that were leveled against top-ranking officials of SAPS, including General Phahlane. If you still remember, Chair, that there were issues that were raised with us in full view of the public, that at SAPS there's been a consistent loss of rhino horns and narcotics, which happens during the time of General Phahlane, and the allegers were also insinuating that he may have been involved in those things. So if General Phahlane wants to gag us from asking such kind of things, then it means there is no reason for us to be here with him. Because the nature of the evidence that we want, the nature of the testimony that we want from him, involves what he says are things that he could...
South Africa. What you are about to hear is something that has never been said in Parliament before. An MP called a witness a white supremacist to his face. And the witness responded by calling the MP a thug. And then Malema had to step in. Dlamini, roll that footage.
The member will fully understand what took place.
No, Chair, I'm happy with that answer. I'm fine.
It doesn't work like that. I'm not going to take any more questions until I can finish answering this question.
No, your arrogance is not going to help you with me.
Yeah.
You can play that with other people, not with me.
Not playing a game.
No. Your white supremacy arrogance is not going to help you with me. You must answer what I'm asking you. You can't dictate to me.
What I'm not doing is
No, we are doing exactly that. What you are doing to the security clusters. Dictating, you can dictate to them. No, not to members of Parliament. Your arrogance is not going to help you.
Honorable Skosana.
If you are attacked, you are attacked.
Honorable Skosana, just a moment. Honorable Malema.
Chair, I will ask you to prevail over the witness, because he can't speak to members of Parliament in a manner he's doing. To an extent that he even points fingers, and that he even interrupts you and get into exchange with members of Parliament at this level, because all he needs to do is to answer the question, and if Honorable Skosana says I'm satisfied, he must plead with you that I need to expand on this point. I'm asking for indulgence, Chairperson. That's what a dignified visitor does. Not to come here and engage in a manner he's doing with us and try to threaten members of Parliament and all of that. That's what gets some of these members of Parliament agitated. There's a chairperson here. He's been invited here and he's going to respect the chairperson and obey the rules of Parliament. When he's not satisfied with a certain conduct, he gets his turn, which will not eat on members' time, and say, Chair, there's certain observation I want to make, which I'm not happy with. And he does that. Not to exchange with us and point fingers at us and tell us, some of you must be investigated by Madlanga. We have heard that nonsense before. It will never move us. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable Skosana.
Thank you, Chair. Because of time, really, it's unfortunate that our history as well.
Can we have it played?
Being done virtually, and that's it. So those crooks in Parliament that wanted me to get there in person, in Irish we say "pop my horn," and I'm not going to translate that, but I'm not going there. I'm not.
Was that it? Am I to respond to that, Chairman? Okay.
There is something that was said
Sorry,
in a
must I-
language through you, Chair. There is something that was said which was not clear in what language it was. Can it be
Irish.
unpacked for us?
It's Irish.
Yeah.
Irlanda.
Can he actually interpret that for us?
Pugmahon, it's a bit like, you have to use an analogy because it's not a direct translation, but the Honourable Malema would be able to understand this analogy. It's like saying kill the Boer. Now, does that mean that everybody must go out and shoot? Or what does it mean? And we've seen what the defense was to kill the Boer, that it's a song and that it goes on, however wrong it may be. Pogmahorn is also an analogy. It means, literally translated, it means kiss my backside. But it's an analogy.
Okay, thank you. I've heard the bit.
It's an analogy, Chairman. It's not. It
So-
It doesn't mean you must come and do it. It means
When you do the interview on that video,
yeah.
when you make those statements, they show me there. So did you mean to say I must do what you say?
Absolutely not. Unless you've cleaned your teeth first. The reality of the situation is, Chairman, that little excerpt that you've seen there came just before a statement where certain members had publicly stated, I must be brought here in a donkey cart. Now, I can assure you, Chairman, I didn't come here in a donkey cart. I came here in a car.
No,
But
it's fine. I think what we wanted to hear was the interpretation of what is it Pagmahorn?
Pogmahorn.
Okay, Honorable Sols.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
I want to state for the record that I still believe everything you've done in this country is heroic. I still believe it.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. You believe what?
That everything you've done in the country is heroic. I
Thank-
still believe it.
Thank you.
And I will not move from that based on evidence. So I still believe you're a hero, but you are a hero with holes. Nobody's perfect. Nobody can say that you only do things right. And I want to use my few minutes to say that I also still believe that because of your race as a white man and because of the system of apartheid that governed our country at the time, you had some benefit because of that, because that's systematic. And that contributed to some of the excess that you have received during that time. You've benefited from apartheid like every other white person has, but you used it to sacrifice and serve the country and fight against crime. I want to conclude with something that I believe in. I want to read something for you out of the Bible to make my point, and then I conclude. Ephesians chapter number 6, verse number 14. It says, put on the full armor of God. But then it comes in verse 14 and says, put on the breastplate of righteousness. The NIV says, in place. The reason why the words in place in the NIV is added is because there's the righteousness of God and then there's self-righteousness. So your breastplate of righteousness can be out of place, exposing your heart. When you come across in public as arrogant, as disrespecting authority, you run the risk of all the good work that you've done, all the righteous works that you've done, you run the risk of that display of arrogance and disrespect for authority. You run the risk of people losing sight of the good work that you've done. And that is the caution. put your breastplate of righteousness in place so that it doesn't elevate self to make it look like you look down on others. I thank you, Chair.
So much. Do you have any comment you want to make?
Chairman, nobody's, as the member mentioned, nobody's perfect in life. And the times at which I may have appeared to be arrogant, there would be times when perhaps I was arrogant. And that was because, Chairman, when you are fighting evil, you can't turn the other cheek. You have to confront it face on. And it's no good being Mr. Nice Guy when you're fighting evil. And when you've got senior police officers, and it's included in my statement, issuing public statements that I'm going to be arrested for this and that and charged with this and that and that. What must I do? Sit and apologize? I come out fighting. And I come out, and it'll be somewhere in that book, and I can't quote it as well as the member does, but somewhere in that book you come out with a sharp sword and you fight back. And if you sow the wind, so you shall reap the whirlwind. And that's the point I was trying to make to some of these people that attacked me unlawfully. And I don't care about the title of hero or anything like that. I care about trying to achieve what I set out to do, which is to unwrap the corruption, the high levels of corruption in this country. And if we can crack that, we have a great country to live in.
Okay. I must give the senior counsel now.
We're going to run out of
2
time.
minutes.
Thank you, Chair. What I'm saying, Chair, we should not be misled here. The interpretation of what we played here is not what the witness is telling us. And the witness must withdraw. He can't call us, this parliament, we are crooks. Yeah. And we must kiss his ass. It cannot be allowed, Chair. You can't just leave him like that. We cannot be undermined by a settler.
Thank you. Honorable James.
Thank you, Chairperson. No, I concur with Honorable Skosana here, because this witness before us always seems to be in people's backsides with all his insults. He even told Moti to get the Vaseline ready, and today you are telling us that we must lick your ass. I think you owes us an apology. And then also just a clarity-seeking question. When you said that Action SA was formed of criminality, I need you to explain what you mean by that.
Okay. Honorable Ngola.
No, thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm also worried about the kind of S that we are instructed to kiss. What kind of S is that? I mean, that actually requires a serious apology. And I say he's laughing. He thinks we're playing. He thinks we're playing here. He's laughing. It's not a joke. What kind of S is that we're instructed to kiss? He must withdraw now and apologize officially.
Mr.
Thank you.
Paul Sullivan.
Chairman, everything has to be placed in context. And if one wants to analyze the whole of that interview, you will see, Chairman, that allegations were being made by members of this committee or the parties representing members of this committee. Allegations were being made about my integrity. And it was in response to that I made that comment. And if you take the whole interview and you place it in that context, it's not something that requires an apology. However, in the interest of peace, I withdraw the comment and I apologize most humbly.
I'm going to finish now. Mr. Sullivan said he filed an affidavit to the high-level review panel on Fraser. But the review panel was an internal SSA investigation. Who invited you to file an affidavit?
Chairman, the internal review that took place invited public comment. They made, in the media, they invited public comment. And the reason I came in on Mr. Fraser was because I opened a criminal docket at Rosebank Police Station against Mr. Fraser for perjury after he wrongly and falsely accused me of assisting our current president
Chair is not answering my question. I'm sorry.
wrongly accused me of assisting our current president of helping to catch and torture people who stole money from the farm parlor. And when I saw that statement, I made a docket against Arthur Fraser, and I went a step further. I sent a copy of that docket to the Honourable President, if that's His Excellency the President, and I also provided that information and more information about the allegations concerning Arthur Fraser and his links to
Chair, he
David
is not
Mkwabo.
answering my question. I said that he does not qualify to be part and parcel of the person who are doing an affidavit. Public participation, we know about that. My question was simple to you, that you are not qualified to do that.
I'm not what?
You are not qualified to do that. That was an SSA internal thing.
They invited public.
No, we know that.
So I made a sworn affidavit, Chairman, a very detailed sworn affidavit, which set out the links between Arthur Fraser and the founder of the MK Party and others. And those links in my affidavit, Chairman, proved beyond reasonable doubt
for you.
Links.
Chair, thank you very, very much for intelligence. But what I want to say to Mr. Sullivan is that you are a conman, you are a thug, you are a thief, you are everything which this country does not need. I thank you, Chair.
And I'm not allowed to respond to those insults, Chairman.
I'm looking at you. I want to hear if you have a comment, what is being said.
Well, my comment is everything the member just said, Chairman, is an absolute lie, and it's intended to protect criminals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Spies always say so, Chair. A spy is always like this.
Thank you so much, honorable,
Thank you, Chair.
honorable members who are going to do this. The documents that we have circulated must remain confidential. They must not be made available or circulated to anybody outside the committee. Can I check with the political parties that have questions to ask?